We'll go through Chapter 9, The Great Humbug, and Chapter 10, The Magic of Oz. In this video, I'll explain these two chapters in detail. So let's get started. Chapter 9, The Great Humbug. You must keep your promises. After reading this line, you must have understood that keeping promise is a big thing. Keeping a promise lays the foundation for trust and respect. It's much easier to keep a promise when you genuinely want to do so. Be honest. There will be occasions when you know that you can't deliver, so just be honest about it. The chapters begin as Dorothy and her friends reach the Palace of Oz, but the wizard did not want to see them at once. He wanted them to wait for days. The Scarecrow, one of the Dorothy's friends, sent a message to Oz. He wrote in it that if Oz did not see them at once, they would call the winged monkeys. As Oz was frightened of the monkeys because the wicked witch must have used them before to scare the Oz, he immediately asked the travelers to come to the throne room. When they went into the throne room, they were surprised as it was empty. They all looked around but could see no one there. Dorothy said it in the air that Oz promised her to send her back to Kansas and destroy the wicked witch. Soon everyone stated their needs. Oz listened to everyone but asked them to come back tomorrow so that he could have time to think. In Oz's small room, everyone was very angry, but Lion was angrier than anyone. He gave a larger, loud roar from which little Toto became scared and knocked over a screen. The travelers saw a little man standing near the screen. The little man is described as a ringed old face with no hair. They all asked the man who was he. The man replied, I am Oz, the great and terrible. He accepted the fact that he was only a man, but everyone thinks that he was a great wizard. Nobody has seen him yet in real. This is the reason everyone saw something different in the room, as he used props to disguise himself. The man from Omaha. Oz stated his story. He explained how he had gone up in a balloon and something had gone wrong. The wind had blown him far and somehow reached the land of Oz. People of land of Oz started to think that he was a great wizard. He just said that sadly, of course, that he cannot keep his promise because he is no wizard. Oz will help. Of course, after listening to the whole conversation, everyone seemed unhappy. The Oz asked for 2 or 3 more days so that he will try to work out. He agreed to help the Lion, Tin Woodman, and the Scarecrow, but he wasn't sure that he could help Dorothy or not. Chapter 10, The Magic of Oz. A lot of brains. It was a happy day for the Scarecrow. Next morning, the Scarecrow was the first to go to the throne room. The Oz asked him to take his head off as he will put brains in the right place. The Oz got some sawdust and put many pins and needles into it. He shook it all together and pushed it into the top of Scarecrow's head. The rest of the empties, some he stuffed with straw. He put the head back on the Scarecrow's body again. The Scarecrow was pleased and thanked Oz for giving him the brains. Scarecrow now felt wise. Heart and courage. Next was the Tin Woodman, as he needed a heart. The Oz cut a hole in his body. He put a pretty heart inside the hole. The heart was made of silk stuffed with sawdust. Oz mended the hole, and after all that has happened, the Tin Wood was very happy because he knew that he had a heart now. Next in line was the Lion. He walked into the throne room Oz was holding a square green bottle. He poured what was inside it into a green gold dish. The Oz asked the lion to drink it, and after that, the lion felt courageous after drinking it. The balloon. Dorothy waited for 3 days, and on the fourth day, Dorothy went into the throne room. The Oz was not sure that he could send Dorothy to Kansas, but the first thing is to cross the desert. As Oz came in the balloon and Dorothy was carried by the cyclone, the Oz believed that he could make a balloon to take them back. So after that, Oz made a balloon and Dorothy helped him making it. A sad accident. After the balloon was made, the Oz spoke to the people of Emerald City. He said that he was going to fly through the air and wished to visit a great brother wizard. Oz asked his servants to carry the balloon. The Tin Woodman chopped some wood and made a fire. The hot air was caught in the big silk bag, and the balloon grew larger and larger and lifted itself into the air until the basket just touched the ground. Oz got into the basket and asked Dorothy to get in before the balloon flies away. As you guys know how the balloon works. In the meanwhile, he commands his people to obey Scarecrow while he was away. But the sad incident took place. When Dorothy caught Toto and ran back towards the balloon, the rope holding the balloon to the ground broke. The balloon rose into the air, and unfortunately, Oz could not come back and said goodbye to everyone. They all watched the balloon and the wizard rise higher and higher into the sky. The saddest of all was Dorothy, as she was left alone.